And what a beautiful day. Clear blue sky. It's so bright I'm gonna have to put my sunglasses on, I think. Because after about a week of pretty nasty weather, it'd been raining like heck, an inch and a half a day, and the wind blowing from, well, one night we had the wind blowing probably 60 or more here. And then it was pretty much steady 30 to 40 for several days. It warmed up quite a bit, warmed up to 50 degrees. It set a high temperature record for the day. Actually, it was at night when it warmed up, and with that wind and 50 degrees, all the snow and everything that we had here all disappeared completely. The ground was actually thawing out. We'd had the temperatures down below zero for a week and a half before that, and the ground froze up pretty hard, and then it thawed out in that warm weather. Yeah, and the temperature dropped down into the mid-30s. Yesterday it was about 35 or so, and it started snowing, and we got about 8 inches of wet, heavy snow. And then last night, about midnight, the temperature went from 35 degrees to about 20 degrees in about 45 minutes or so. The weather cleared off, and like I said, now it's just beautiful, just gorgeous out here with the snow. Oh, of course, my first chore of the day is going to be to plow snow. I was kind of hoping maybe winter was over there for a while and we'd get back to open weather and I could get working on my outdoor projects here. But it's only the 2nd of February. I pretty much got everything in the basement done that I needed to do to get the wings up here. I'm waiting for the part to finish up my casters for the lathe. Anyway, I'm just going to enjoy the day here today, right now. Like I said, I think it's warmed up to mid-20s today. I don't think it's 25 yet, but it's getting close. But by gosh, it's sure beautiful. The old white snow covers up a multitude of sins. Oh, we'll almost get sunshine today anyway. Still pretty low on the horizon. But we're getting more daylight. It's daylight now until 4 o'clock in the afternoon now, so that's a big help, especially on a day like today. Now, before I go down and take that wing and off the airplane and start working on that, thought I'd do a couple of last things here in the basement to get ready for it. It's going to be a while, looks like, before I get those casters to the wheels to make the caster for the lathe. So I've got time to putter around a little bit. I spent some time there straightening up my shelving that I use for my work shelving for the lathe. And then I've got all of my fabric stuff and everything there too. All my chemicals and whatnot for the fabric, but anyway, I got that straightened out. That was a jumbled up mess, of course. Like everything else I do, I just throw stuff at it until I get tired of it and then spend a day or two cleaning it up. And then I straightened up and cleaned off my workbench. And again, that was the same thing. That was a mess. And I had 4 or 5 different projects that I was in the middle of. I got that bench all cleaned up, took some paint thinner and wiped the grease and oil and stuff down off of it and got it cleaned up. I got one last little project here that I can do, and that'll pretty much finish everything up here in the basement that needs to be finished up. This was my wife's chair, easy chair. It was a swivel rocker recliner chair, and you can see this portion here where it swivels. It's got these legs that come out here on this circle. Well, they'd gotten broken here where they bowled up into the Lazy Susan base or whatever that is. You can see they broke here and here. Well, I brought that up here a while back to get it out of the house because I got her a new chair. And then I welded these up, these arms up where they were broken here and where they attach here. I got them welded back up. I just put that on, but this is kind of a weak design just the way it is, as all of the load goes out here on these little steel pieces here, especially if it's like this, you know, it's anyway, it winds up fatiguing and breaking. And even though it's welded and fixed, it might not be a permanent fix. So what I'm going to do is put a piece of plywood on there. Well, I dug out a 1/2 inch sheet of plywood, a half inch sheet of plywood, and I measured out a circle on it here. This dimension is 27 inches, so I measured a circle out 29 inches. Got it laid out. I just went and dug out saber saw. I'm going to take this outside and set it up on some workbenches now and cut this circle out. And then when I get it cut out, probably countersink some holes in here all the way around and then screw that onto this circle here. There's some holes right here already, but matching the hole pattern up on that would be kind of tough. I'm not exactly sure, 100% sure what I'm going to do, but it might get some sheet metal screws and just screw that thing into that circle. And that should give it a lot more strength. Now, she's got a new easy chair, so this one's just in the way. We'll have to take it upstairs in the house here and get it someplace out of the way. But anyway, that's the plan, Stan. And I got my new lavalier mic on. I'm trying it out for the first time. We'll see how it works. I got that piece cut out round. What I did was I measured in 14.5 inches from two sides of that piece of plywood, made a mark, and then I put a nail in there, tied a loop on the end of a piece of string, and brought it out to my mark, or to my edge, and I put a pencil around this piece of string, or wrapped a piece of string around the pencil, that width, and started marking it. Well, that wood is damp and it's got stained, and so the pencil mark didn't show up very well. So I took a magic marker and made that mark then. And took that outside in the snowstorm, cut it out with a saber saw, and I drilled a hole dead center on that, and then used that drill bit for a marker or for a pin. There's a hole in that Lazy Susan there, that dolly, and I just put that pin in there. Then I started marking around the bottom side of that piece of plywood where the metal is in there, so I can flip that over and use that for a guide to drill holes to run sheet metal screws in. I just dropped my magic marker down in the arm of the chair, so I'll have to see if I can fish it out of there. Now, I said what I wanted was sheet metal screws, but what I meant was I wanted self-tapping screws. I went down to the hanger and browsed around a little bit, and I found a few. They might be a little short, I don't know. I'm going to wind up taking a Forstner bit and countersinking through that plywood quite a bit and see if I can't get those to have enough meat to fit down into the sheet or the metal itself on that ring. No, it didn't work. Try a different one here. That one worked. This one must have went in the hole that's already there. Okay. All right, that works. Oh, that's nice. Oh yeah, here we are. All right, need to be cleaned up a little bit. Sat down here in the basement for a little over a year now, almost 2 years, I guess. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. We got the other chair over here that I've been in here for years. Had it when I was building the airplane in here, so I could sit and think and contemplate things. A friend of mine said that in the marine industry, around the Marines and stuff, where they're building boats and whatnot, they call that a moaning chair.
Oh, this is all worn out.
No, it's not worn out. Oh, those are those things that Dad bought for Grandma back when he was in the Army.
And I got them.
Yeah, I remember you got them. Grandma was always going to make a quilt out of those or something. And
this one spells mother correctly.
Well, I think he got them in India.
This one spells mother and dad.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the big one. This is the India one.
Taj Mahal. Yeah. Yeah. Turn it around.
Taj Mahal, India.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Yeah. Two. That was one that's not spelled with the E on it. No E in the mother.
Yeah.
That was probably made by somebody that didn't speak English. So.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Japan?
No, Dad was in India.
India? Oh, all these are from India?
Well, that one says Blackland Army Flying School
Texas.
in Waco, Texas. So.
Yeah.
Tacoma, Washington. That one was at Tacoma, Washington.
Okay.
So he must have been at Fort Lewis.
Oh. Yeah.
At one point in time.
And then this one.
Shepherd Field. That's in Texas. Well, Judy says she doesn't like that chair or want it. She liked it plenty good when we got it, but I don't see it any more wore out than when we got it. But she's got a nice one at the cabin now, so I'll have the boys take that one upstairs, and Mark can sit in it if he wants to, or anyway, you got to get it up here out of the way. So that pretty much finishes all my projects down here. I'll get chips and stuff cleaned up from this, and I think I've pretty much got everything done here. Well, the next stop is starting to work in the hangar and get that wing off of there.